Hello, everybody here celebrating recovery with us with Stronger Together 2020. We have a guest here. My name is Jeremy Light with New Mexico Leaders in Recovery, and we've brought on a wonderful human being, Michael DeBernardi, with the Lifelink, who's been doing fantastic work for quite some time up in Santa Fe. So we just want to have Michael on so he can talk to us a little bit about the offerings of Lifelink and the mission. Michael, first off, how are you doing during COVID isolation, this upside down world we've got right now?
Well, first off, let me say, Jeremy, thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about what we're doing and hopefully provide some resources and assistance to people who might be in need at this time. Doing okay, actually. Really, yeah, as you said, the whole world is upside down right now. Lifelink really didn't miss a beat, though. We jumped right in and transitioned into telephonic services, and we can get into that a little bit if you want. And really are serving now more clients than we were before COVID happened. And I've not missed a day of work. I've been in the office every day. So most of the staff is working from home, but we have a skeleton crew here every day. So it's kind of felt like business as usual.
Well, either lucky you or unlucky you. It depends on your personality, I guess. I was excited about working from home, and I think we've all learned so far that it does get old. But I'm glad you're there doing everything you're doing. So yeah, I mean, so with Lifelink, I guess before we get into the transitions you've made to deal with the COVID crisis and to still be able to offer the services that you do offer, what are the services you offer?
Well, Lifelink is a pretty amazing organization. I feel lucky to be affiliated with it. I've actually been here 16 years now. I was the director of behavioral health for the first 14 years and then became CEO in July of 2018. So it's really a major part of my life. So Lifelink, I'll give you the quick version. We've been here for about 33 years in Santa Fe. We're a community mental health center that really provides an extremely comprehensive wraparound care to our clients. And that's actually what drew me here in the beginning. I had lived and worked in the Bay Area and Chicago, and here I show up in New Mexico and find an agency like this doing everything that we're doing. So the agency really started out as a homeless shelter for women and children. That was founder Carol Luna Anderson and some friends got together and said, hey, what can we do for the community? And so they created this shelter. What they started to see as they started bringing in these women who had experienced trauma and all kinds of other things, that, well, was some substance abuse going on. So, well, we better get some substance use services in here, some AA groups or whatever. And so then they started seeing some mental health issue. Well, we better get some counselors on staff. And so that's really the model for how the Lifelink has grown. Just see a need in the community and jump in to address that community. Our primary population is still the homeless, the indigent, the vulnerable, the most vulnerable. And we try to just wrap everything around them. So in terms of services, comprehensive community support services, which is very intensive case management, peer support services, individual and group mental health services, psychiatry, supported housing. We're one of the biggest housing providers in the state. We have a human trafficking aftercare program that really gained a national reputation, and we get human trafficking victims from all over the country are being sent here for our program. So just a little bit of everything. The only thing we don't have is our own medical clinic, but healthcare for the homeless comes in once a week and work with clients. So we're able to really try to provide everything under one roof.
Absolutely love it. And that's what this is all about. That's what Celebrating Recovery is about. That's what Recovery is all about, is that collaboration, is celebrating the organizations that have had the longevity that the Lifelink has had. And I mean, when we're talking about 18 years being at a company, that's incredible, let alone just having, an organization like this be around for that period of time. We've seen so many of these organizations come and go over the years. as we know, we've lost a lot of resources, and luckily, it looks like these days we're gaining more resources again. Uh, what is it in the Lifelinks? Well, what is the mission for the Lifelink, and what do you think really enabled you guys to stick around for so long and maintain this incredible growth in services?
Well, thanks for the kind words. As I said, I'm honored to be part of this organization. You know, our mission is it goes back to the very beginning, to help hungry and homeless and displaced individuals achieve self sufficiency. That's what we're trying to do, true recovery. And that's through providing, whether it's emergency assistance or housing, and it's all the way through our really advanced addiction and mental health treatment
Yeah.
services. We are, while a lot of places say they are doing evidence-based practice. That's been the Lifelink's commitment from the beginning, and
Mhm.
awards from National Institute of Drug Abuse for our research and things that we've done here. So it's been about finding what works and bringing it to the community and adapting it to the community. And I've really got to give so much credit to my predecessor, Carol Luna Anderson, who was the founder. She was really a visionary, and she was a leader, and she saw what the community needed, and not only Santa Fe but statewide. So she, worked in these state on these state committees and the Behavioral Health Planning Council and the collaborative to really make sure that New Mexico understood the behavioral health needs of the population and brought the best services. So, when I took over in 2018, the table was set for me to just take this agency the next step and grow it however we can. So it's been a great long ride, and I've made a lot of friends and colleagues and acquaintances along the way, and I'm hoping we're here for 30 years.
Well, I'm glad our awesome state snatched you up, and you're now here in the land of entrapment because we need you, and we need people like you running places like Lifelink. So thank you so much. Before we get off here, I do want to ask you really quick. So, uh, what? How How have you guys transitioned to this new age that we live in during COVID? Um, a little bit of that, and also, I'd love to know. I forgot what else I would love to know. So tell me about that, and actually tell me how you believe we should be dealing with these hard times of isolation.
Sure. Um, well, so I gave you an idea of kind of all the different services we offer, and it was a challenge early on, but we knew that more than ever, we needed to make sure that we kept our doors open. The community needed us, and I'm not going to lie, it was hard, and there was a lot of sleepless nights, and thank God for the amazing team that I had around me. People jumped up, took responsibility. Took care of what we needed to take care of. So right away, we got all the PPE and kind of got all that stuff worked out that we needed to, and then transitioned really all of our services to telephonic services. So the big thing that happened was that because of a national emergency, Medicare, Medicaid, the managed care organizations allowed us to either use telemedicine, which is audio video like we're doing here, or telephonic services. So right away, we made sure that our staff had the resources they need so that they could work from home. We got a couple of excellent grants. The Ferris Foundation, right off the bat, gave us a nice grant so that we could buy laptops and buy the equipment we needed. So we just jumped in and started doing it. And we found, while it was difficult and there was a learning curve early on, the clients really seemed to appreciate the way we're working, and actually we're getting better attendance than we ever had. It's the
Yeah.
no-show rates have gone down because it's not them having to figure out a way to get on a bus to get up here. It's simply
Mhm.
putting the phone in their pockets. So I think it's really changed the way that the behavioral health world works, and honestly, I don't see it going back. It's You can't put this genie back in the bottle. We've seen that working telephonically can be extremely effective for helping support people in crisis, and like I said, we can't go back at this point. So it's been a challenge, but it's one of these things that when something really bad happens, like 2020 has been, usually it means something new is going to come out of it, and we're feeling like it's an opportunity to really expand our mission and serve more people in the community. So the second part of your question, what do we need to be doing? As I said, I kind of feel like I missed out. The whole planet had the experience of staying at home, and I didn't. So it's hard for me to really say I know what it's like for you guys who've been home every day for the last 6 months. But I do know that what's been critical for me is just my self-care. Those things that I do that are for me, for my family, for my friends, that bring me, joy, meaning, fulfillment. You have to prioritize those. It's easy to just, especially with what I've been doing the last 6 months, hunker down, do the work, make sure everything's happening. But I find when I'm not taking time for myself, that's when I start to struggle. Lifelink did a campaign in May called Be Kind to Your Mind. And that's really what it was about, just recognizing that we're all struggling. We need to be patient, be compassionate. We need to be loving with each other, especially when we're cooped up in the same house with partners and children and all of that. It can be a tense time. So, opening up communication, giving yourself a break, giving other people a break, I think is really the most important thing that we can do at this time.
Absolutely. And yeah, you're preaching to the choir. We need to allow ourselves to be vulnerable, say this is tough, and reach out and know that it's okay to take care of ourselves. So thank you for saying that. Thank you for all that you do over there, Michael. And thank you to all of your team at the Lifelink that is still making this work and still taking care of the people that need it the most. So again, thank you, everybody. We're going to keep this thing going, and we're going to learn about some more programs. Thanks again, Michael.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate it.